The Walking Dead is back. The 15th if you have AMC Plus, and the 22nd of August if you don't have AMC Plus and you're watching this on actual TV. So The Walking Dead is back for season 11, which is a 3-part season. 3 parts, 8 episodes each part for a total of 24 episodes. And then it's all over. So I've watched the first 2 episodes of season 11, and I am going to just briefly give a sort of premise, what's going on in these episodes, without spoiling any sort of big details about, what happens to any of the characters, what the outcome is, and then just talk a little bit about, my impressions and just a little sort of spoiler-free review. So the story there's an intro segment that sort of happens before the main stories kick off. It's a really interesting segment because it goes for like around 10 or 11 minutes, including the title credits. But for about 10 minutes in this intro scene, there is no dialogue. Which I think is really interesting, and I'm not going to say what happens during this 10 minutes, but starting an episode out with 10 minutes of no dialogue, it's kind of like how Pixar started WALL-E out with like quite a long segment with no dialogue. So it's kind of a bold choice, and I think it works really well. From there, we split into 2 branching storylines that both take place across both episodes. This is a 2-part episode, but it airs across 2 different weeks. I actually think that in this case, AMC could have gotten away with releasing both of these all at once, because it is really just one long episode that you have to wait a week to watch, unfortunately. I'm all for like weekly reveals or weekly releases for episodes, because I prefer recapping and reviewing them on a weekly basis, and I feel like it keeps the conversation going. We talk about each episode individually, and that's kind of fun. Everyone's on the same page, instead of like the Netflix style where 8 episodes drop all at once and there's just too much going on to talk about each one. So I do like that. But in this case, I think it would have made sense to release them both as a long 2-hour premiere. The title of the episode's Akron. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. It's a mythological Greek river in the Greek underworld, one of 5, and it's called the River of Woe, though that's been interpreted different ways by different scholars and whatnot over the years. So 2 storylines. One deals with the survivors at Alexandria and Maggie's group. The other deals with with Eugene's little troop that got captured by Commonwealth soldiers at the end of the last season. And we've seen a little bit of that. There was a bonus episode with Princess, and this takes place after that. So the bulk of the main storyline has to do with Maggie, Daryl, Gabriel, Negan, and a handful of others, mostly Maggie's people, traveling back to her settlement because they need to get food and supplies. Alexandria has been devastated. There's no food. People are going to start starving soon. There's not even anything to hunt. It's just bleak, right? So they have to go back and, they want to take on this group of bad guys, which we know are the Reapers, to get some food and supplies. On the way, they have to take the subway tunnels because of this really bad storm. And these subway tunnels are basically the River of Woe. It's a great set piece. There's, they have to make their way through different train cars, and the doors are stuck, and there's lots of zombies. If you're feeling like there's not enough zombies in this show lately, these 2 episodes will give them to you. Lots and lots and lots of zombies. So that's good. It's a good thing. There's some great action sequences. Daryl in particular gets a really good sequence, which I'm happy to see. I'm happy to see them really like emphasize what a badass Daryl is. And there's some good tension. Obviously, we've got Negan and Maggie in the same group, so you can imagine kind of how that might play out. And I think I really think that the actors have really gotten better under Angela Kang's direction and show running. Lauren Cohen as Maggie, I've always felt like she's just a little over the top with her accent, and I feel like maybe she's just honed it down a little bit better. as she's gotten more comfortable with the character. I think she does a really good job in this episode. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who originally I thought was just the most annoying possible Negan, is again still one of my favorite characters now, which I never thought I would say, but it's true. I think he's become sort of the pragmatist of the group, right? He's very observant, he's very sharp, and he's very practical, as well as a good fighter and everything. And he's ruthless, but he's also kind of, he's gone over to the good side. And so there's interesting character dynamics. I also think Gabriel, who I used to despise, I think Gabriel's one of the better characters now. Seth Gilliam's doing a great job with him. And, the bonus episode with Gabriel and Aaron was one of, I think that and then the Negan episode were the best of those bonus episodes. I really, really liked the Aaron Gabriel episode a lot. I thought it was really surprisingly good. And Gabriel, as you remember, he pulled a twist at the end that was pretty shocking and pretty awesome. So, without spoiling what happens down in the River of Woe, that's kind of a preview of what you can expect, and it's really quite good, quite exciting, and scary at times, which, The Walking Dead isn't often these days. Over in the other storyline, we just get the periphery of the Commonwealth, this mysterious, massive, organized, potentially kind of fascistic organization / community, whatever. So we just get we don't really see like how it all works. We don't really get into all of that, but we do see kind of what happens with the prisoners, with Yumiko, Princess, Ezekiel, and Eugene, and what they have to face being brought to this new, I don't know if you want to call it a settlement or a community or what, but to the Commonwealth. So they go through what the interrogation process, and sort of you'll see it's good. It's good because that's all very character driven rather than action driven. So you have a nice balance between sort of this very dark, very action packed River of Woe bit, and then you have the B plot, which is dealing more with like how these characters are responding to being brought into this new group or this new organization. And each one handles it very differently. Ezekiel, boy, I love that Ezekiel has dropped the stupid Shakespearean crap. Like, he's so much better as a character now that he's just himself. But, they're also strikingly different people. Ezekiel is very kind of, I don't know, he's tough. He doesn't take crap. Yumiko is smart and very well spoken. Princess is just sort of like, she's just full of surprises. I tell you, there's one segment with Princess that really made me actually laugh out loud, and the reactions of the other characters to Princess, and I just love her. I think she's a great new character. And then Eugene, who is just, he's so frustrating, but Josh McDermott does such a great job with his character. I feel like Eugene is one of those characters who always is sort of like maybe going to change, but always reverts back to his sort of cowardly lion persona. So the contrast of these four is really done well, and it's an interesting, it's just an interesting segment overall. You meet Mercer, who is one of the leaders of the Commonwealth, the dude with the red armor, and so yeah, and it all ends. At the end of season 2, you end on a pretty damn good cliffhanger. So I was actually like on the edge of my seat a little bit, like, holy crap, what happens next? I'm excited for this. Which is not, even in the Angela Kang days, is not normal. I'm not usually at the end of an episode thinking like, oh, whoa, what? Like, I'm thinking the last time maybe was when they killed off Jesus, when we first like saw them fight with the Whisperers, and we didn't really know who the Whisperers were yet. And that was a pretty like, holy crap moment. Like, there's probably been something. I guess maybe like the whole plot with Carol and Negan to take out Alpha was pretty exciting, but that was more like you realize it all at the end, what's going on, rather than, oh my god, what's going to happen next. So, a real return to form, I'd say, in the first 2 episodes. And of course, who knows? We could just as easily have episode 3 be terrible. You could have the rest of this part of the season just be really boring, filled with filler episodes. But I guess I have high hopes. I'm the eternal optimist. Because also, I think The Walking Dead, at least in its last few seasons, it's had some hit or miss episodes. But overall, like, it's had a pretty steady quality, unlike Fear the Walking Dead, which might start off really good, like in the beginning of season 4 or even the beginning of season 6, and then kind of fall apart spectacularly. Really, it's so striking how different these two shows have become. Season 3 of Fear the Walking Dead set this really gritty, realistic, character-driven tone that I think The Walking Dead has. It was more like The Walking Dead, but even like I think more. I don't want to say more realistic, but the conflict in season 3 of Fear the Walking Dead was over water rights between a survivor group and a Native American tribe, and later, between sort of a cartel owning all the water and dishing it out to people, the community. It all circled around something very real like water rights, which really impact the Southwest. Already, and other places in the world, and then it sort of just jumped the shark, and we have by the end of season 6 nuclear fallout in one of the most preposterous ways possible. Whereas I think The Walking Dead started out kind of gritty and realistic, and then got a little into sort of loopy, zany territory with the whole Savior War thing, and now has gone back to like being a little bit more grounded and. So yeah, season 11, first 2 episodes, really, really, really good. I'm excited for the rest of the season. Hopefully it maintains this level of quality. 8 episodes in the first part, and then we'll only have basically a normal season's length left after that. And I think it's good. I think it's good we're wrapping up. The show has gone on long enough, and hopefully it ends with a bang. So I'm going to link to my review at Forbes. I'm going to have a recap review up both at Diabolical on the 15th when AMC Plus airs the premiere, and at my Forbes blog on the 22nd after the episode airs for the general public. So look for those, and thank you for watching, and thank you for liking and subscribing. Also, just a quick note, sorry I haven't been making much content lately. I went on a trip, and when I got back from the trip, I felt like very, very, very out of sorts, and I've been in a weird place for a couple weeks now. Really just sort of a weird summer for me. And I feel like today, for some reason, I've stepped out of this sort of deep funk I've been in, and I'm going to be making more content than I have been. When you're in the wrong mental space to write or to create videos, it's very hard to write or create videos, and you can't really force it. And when you try, you come up with content that you're not proud of, and I'd rather just do it right. So thank you again for watching, liking, subscribing, just being beautiful people in general, and look for the recap reviews, Diabolical, my Substack, and my Forbes blog. Thank you. Peace.